Now we're coming to our conclusion here, and I'd like to ask Stephen, what is the outlook for your company and the private equity sector as a whole? It's been a very difficult year. What have we got coming up? Stephen.
Thanks, Annabelle. I think the first thing, I mean, look, private equity has been one of the best performing asset classes in recent decades, and I see no reason for that outperformance not to continue. Whether that's because of the bias towards certain sectors and certain sections of the economy in comparison maybe to the broader public markets. I also think that disruption creates opportunity, which private equity is in the luxurious position of being able to respond very quickly and maybe take advantage of that. And there are potentially going to be quite high quality assets that are available at attractive prices in the coming short period. To kind of to emphasize that point, there's some kind of Morgan Stanley data which shows that those vintage funds that are deployed kind of post the crisis or period of disruption tend to outperform and outperform significantly, nearly 68% premium compared to those before. So you're going to see the managers that sit before you deploying funds now into potentially once in a generation period of opportunity. So I think the outlook for the sector remains bright.
Well, that sounds great. Opportunities at a cost-effective price. Great. Moving on, Paul, what's your outlook for the company and the private equity sector as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think private equity can continue to outperform public equities over the longer term. Of course, asset selection and operational value add are becoming more and more important in private equity's ability to do that over time because more money is coming into the market. But I think with those two things and picking the best general partners and the best investments, then outperformance over the longer term is still possible. And I think if you look at the private markets, I think 2020 will be another strong market for capital formation. The fundraising does look like it'll be strong again. And that obviously is a vote of confidence from institutional investors in the asset class as a whole. I think for NBPE, we think we're well positioned. We're pleased with how the portfolio has held up during the pandemic. And we're also pleased that the private equity markets are so active again, and that we have a portfolio of assets which is maturing with about a 3.2-year average holding period. So hopefully, again, we can see that performance continue and exits over the short, medium, and long term.
Right, that you're getting confidence from the institutional investors. And of course, if you're a retail investor, direct investor, private equity investment companies might be one of the few areas where you can actually get access to these types of unquoted companies. Yeah. David, what's your outlook for HG and the private equity sector as a whole?
If you look at the sector as a whole and everything we've run through this afternoon, we've got growth in the investment opportunity generally, we've got growth in the private investment opportunity, and we've got growth in the end market. So we sit at the confluence of all three of those, which is a significantly increasing opportunity pool. And then layering onto it our own perspective as HG, we've been doing this for 20 years. So we started building our house a long time ago in this space. We're not someone who's sort of rocked up a few years ago and thought it looked interesting. So layering on the opportunity with the experience we've got, we're really pretty upbeat, as you might imagine, about what the decades ahead have to come for us.
Yeah, let's hope it's going to be exciting, and let's hope performance is going to be good for shareholders. I'd very much like to thank our managers for joining us today. It's great to hear their views on private equity and technology, but I'd like to emphasize we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Investment is for the long term, and it's important to have a well-balanced portfolio. If you're in any doubt, you should talk to a financial advisor. Thanks so much for watching.